My name's Paul Dunbar. I've been working on a sandblaster for the last few weeks, and today I'm finally going to give it a bit of a go. She's ready to go. So I'll just go and set it all up, and I'll put something out there and we'll give it a blast. So here we have our 15 horsepower pressure washer. And the sandblaster we knocked together. And our sample piece we're going to give a bit of a blast to. What I have to do now is hook this nozzle up. So it screws on the end of the pressure washer. Okay, and then out the bottom, you know, I've been through all this before, but anyway, out the bottom we've got our 1-inch ball valve. All the sand's filled up already inside. We've got water coming in on that 3/4 inch line over the other side. We'll have a 1/2 inch line coming out of here, which will have our sand. I'm plugging this up now. That's no good at all. It's not needed. Anyway, so she's pretty good. Righto, water coming in. That's our feed water, and that's the water into the tank. This one here, that was for the little tickler thing that I had underneath. I'm not using that anymore, but I am going to use that for when I need to wash the sand into the hopper. I'm looking at something else for the hopper at the moment. I'm looking at building a screw conveyor to so I can shovel down rather than shoveling up. So anyway, I'll get to it. I'll get the rest of this hooked together. I've just got a few things and bits and pieces to hook up, and away we go. So this is what we've got. There's our pressure washer attachment for the sandblaster. It cost me about $80. I've put a ball valve in situ just so I can turn the sand off should I need to. I've only cable tied it all the way along here. She's more or less ready to go. Just put some water on. Okay, so I had a couple of teething problems to start. I found out that the hose was a bit too long, so it was restricting the flow of sand. I'll probably have to find a happy medium somewhere. At the moment it's still pouring out sand, which means this valve's no good. It means this valve here is no good. So, yeah, anyway, just a few little teething problems here and there, but I'll get to it. As you can see, that doesn't look too bad. I'll give you a quick demo. I'm pretty happy with that finish. Well, I think that's pretty successful. I got half of the top done, that side there done, in about probably 15 minutes. The only thing is it went through a hell of a lot of sand, so I think I might have had it up a bit too much. I'll have to mess around with settings when I really get into it. You can see the finish on that. So, a bit of a conclusion on the sandblaster. Okay, while it's pretty good, I wouldn't say it's great for doing large scale projects. Let's say if I was to, I don't know, it'd probably be alright for car panels, I think. That size job, you go through a few tanks of sand getting it done. I don't think that's a problem. For a large size job, I think you need a larger tank. Probably something that can hold 3 to 4 times that capacity. While it was while it was okay, it really only lasted half an hour. Not even. I'd say 20 minutes. That in itself was pretty good, because in one way, because I did 20 minutes worth of sandblasting, and I did 2 square metres of sandblasting in 20 minutes, which for a pressure washer sandblaster, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, so I do have to do a bit of work on that around the valve at the bottom. Now I know I've spent a lot of time on the valve in the first place, but I think just a fabricated valve going from, let's say, a 1-inch valve out at the bottom of the tank, and then just a 1/2 inch running straight through, I think that'll be more than enough to get the sand out of that. I just think it was where I went from 3/4 inch from the water going in, into 1 inch, and then down to 1/2 inch. I think it was just too restrictive. So trying to make the sand do too much in just that short period of time. Don't know. Next thing is, I could only fill that tank to halfway. The reason for that is because I had to get the water out of it while I was filling it. So the lowest outlet on that was about, it wasn't halfway, it was probably about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way up. So I only had the tank filled with 2/3 of sand. So I think another valve or another outlet right up the very top. So as I'm filling it with sand, the water can run out of there, and then when the sand gets up to that level, yeah, I think that'll be good. The hose length, I don't think I had too much hose. I think I had too much going on that hose. This is the 1/2 inch hose from the tank to the pressure washer nozzle. I think that because I had a hose joiner in there, so that was restricting flow. I had a different type of hose. I had a more rubberized hose towards the end, and sand in my eye. I think it was okay, but I just think with just too many little restrictions, I think it was enough just to slow the flow of sand down. Yeah, as I say, for small projects, absolutely brilliant. For a large project like I want it for, not so much. I could comfortably say you could do 8 square metres with it inside an hour, maybe a bit longer, because it'll probably take you 15 minutes to fill it up with sand again to get it going. So for some projects that I'm doing, yeah, probably pretty good. For others, not so much.